What's up guys, Nick here and you're watching Nick and Katie. So today we are going to do my first impressions review of my new helmet, my Giro Tyrant or Giro Tyrant, whatever you want to call it. I think it's Giro. This is the helmet right here. I freaking love this helmet so far. I've only gotten one ride in it, but I just love the way that it looks. I think it's a super cool helmet. And before you guys even say it, yes, I was inspired to get this by the 50-to-1 guys. I basically love their riding style, and I feel like the way that they ride and the way that this helmet is advertised is the exact type of riding that I like to do. The motto for this helmet is actually style over speed, which I feel like summarizes my riding really good because I'm a 27.5 rider. I like to just have fun, kind of jib around on stuff, not so worried about going super fast down the hills. So the first thing to mention is that this helmet's MSRP is $160. Now I did not pay $160 for this helmet. I got this one for $120. They even have some that are less expensive if you get a different color as well. I like this color, like the matte black. It's very simple. It doesn't have any other branding or anything on it, so I thought that was really simple and cool looking. This helmet does feature MTB, which stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System. Basically what that comes down to is this helmet has sort of a ball and socket kind of setup where there's layers inside that move within each other, kind of like a ball and socket would, and that will give you protection from getting a concussion. It'll help with that. When you hit your head, it kind of rotates, it kind of takes a little bit of that force away. So when you're looking for a helmet, you definitely want to make sure you get something with MTB. This also has some other protective features that are really good for safety. It basically has two different types of material in the helmet, and one is to protect from high-speed impact and one is to protect from low-speed impact. So that's good to know that this is a very safe helmet. And you can kind of tell, it's very like beefed up. It's got the ear protection, obviously. It's pretty comparable to the Fox drop frame helmet. The only real difference that I noticed is, there's a few technical differences, like the amount of ventilation and stuff like that. But really, for me, it just came down to the way the helmet looks. I feel like this helmet is just a little bit cooler looking, in my opinion. Kind of looks like an old BMX helmet, if you will. So I'm going to show you a couple features on the inside of the helmet too before I put it on. So it has this adjustable clamp back here, and I really like how this works as opposed to other styles. Like on my POC, you kind of have this like squeezing system. It has your traditional clip right here, so it's pretty simple. It's not like the Fidlock or anything like that. It's nothing fancy, but you know, tried and true, works really good. It also has this feature inside here where you can change how high or low this is, so you can kind of move that up. So if you want to get it down lower on your head to feel a bit more snug, it has a lot of adjustability there, and the pads do come out of this helmet so you can wash them. Another thing to mention about this helmet is that the visor is adjustable, which I really like because when it's in the fully down position, it kind of is distracting. I hit my hand on it and stuff a bit, but it is non-breakaway, so if you do hit your head and break it off, you're gonna have to get a new helmet or just rock it without the visor. But you're supposed to replace this helmet anyway because these helmets are only rated for one crash, so if you do crash in it, you're going to want to get a new one anyway. So the one last thing to mention is that it tends to fit oval-shaped heads better, I've heard. So if you have an oval-shaped head, which I think I do, this helmet fits really well. If you have a certain head shape and you wear this helmet, you might feel pressure points on the head, which might make the ride uncomfortable. I find this helmet to be super comfortable. And when it comes to weight, it seems like it would be a heavy helmet, but when I pick it up compared to my POC helmet, which is a heavier helmet, they seem to weigh similar. I feel like this is probably a little bit heavier, but when I rode with it like yesterday on the trail, I did not think that it was heavier by any means, so that's just something that I feel like is worth noting because it does look like it'd be quite a heavy helmet. And pretty much no matter what you pick as a helmet, there's going to be advantages and disadvantages. So I liked something that was a little bit more protective, and that's why I went with this helmet. I really do feel a little bit more confident in this helmet, just having, you know, more protection in the back, on the sides. But yeah, I really like this helmet. I don't really even know what else to say about it because it is just a helmet at the end of the day. I feel comfortable in it, which is the most important thing. And I do want to mention yesterday when I went for a ride that it was extraordinarily hot and humid and buggy. So this helmet is probably not as good for summertime as it would be for like a winter helmet. That being said, I didn't think the helmet was the reason I was super hot and miserable yesterday on my ride. I think it was just super hot and miserable, and my whole body was sweating. Katie was sweating, so I think that it's not just the helmet to blame here. I know it's probably going to be a little bit hot, but is it that much more noticeable? I don't know. And then also, you're getting a little bit more protection, so you have to take that into account as well. Alright guys, I think that's all I had to say about the Giro Tyrant. I will continue to be testing this helmet out, and if you want to see a more full-length review after me riding it for, a couple weeks or a couple months, please let me know down in the comments, because I would love to make a follow-up video about this helmet. We really appreciate it when you guys subscribe and like the videos. It helps us out more than you could ever know. And as always, I'm Nick, and you're watching Nick and Katie. Thanks for watching.
Aw.